First off, let me say this is not a review. There are lots of reviews of these cameras out on the internet, and they do a far better job than I do. But as you can guess from the thumbnail, this is basically a comparison of two cameras, the Insta360 Ace Pro and the new Insta360 Ace Pro 2. The problem that I saw when I was considering buying this camera, the Ace Pro 2, was why should I upgrade? I've already got a great camera here, the Ace Pro. So, what makes the Ace Pro 2 significantly different enough that I should upgrade from the Ace Pro? You know, you can find a lot of videos out on the internet about this Ace Pro 2 and how to use it, tutorials. They show all of the footage that they've taken. And it's the usual review type videos that really, I don't know if you think the same way as I do, but they don't really impact you in the real world the same way as those people who are paid to do these reviews or who are given these cameras to do reviews. They don't use them in the same way as those people. I buy all my gear that I review. Okay, so I bought this Ace Pro 2 just like I bought the Ace Pro with my own money. I'm not being paid to do this review or this video. And I'm just going to give you my thoughts, principally a comparison of the two cameras and why you might want to consider upgrading from the Ace Pro to the Ace Pro 2. That's what it is. You've seen my videos. If you watch my channel, you've seen my videos, my motovlogging videos, my camping videos, my travel videos, and all of that kind of stuff with the Ace Pro. I've had the Ace Pro just over 9 months now, and I'm very happy with it. It's the best action camera. This action camera has been all over the world with me, and I've used it in all kinds of situations, and it has never locked up once. So I'm going to make one comment about GoPro. I have a GoPro Hero 11 Black that I'm going to be selling. That camera does excellent video, excellent audio, but I can't rely on it. And the best camera that you can have is the camera that you have with you or the camera that is working when you want it to work. And the GoPro is unreliable. That's why I don't use GoPro anymore. I will be selling my GoPro this weekend now that I've got this Ace Pro 2. As a matter of fact, I most likely will be selling my Ace Pro as well because I don't need two similar action cameras like this for my use case at this moment. So what's the difference between these two cameras? I'm going to go through on the screen here. You can see I've got a comparison. I've done up a comparison on this screen here, feature for feature on the specifications as stated directly on the Insta360 website. Okay, and on this screen here, I've got a comparison of the top advertising type, marketing type, differences. So we're going to start with this. We're going to go through that in a minute, and then we're going to go through this. So we're going to talk about that later. But for now, I'm going to just do a quick unboxing. The first thing I'm going to comment on is that the Ace Pro box, the older camera has a much larger box than the new camera, but they come with pretty much the same thing inside. So let's have a look at that. As you can see there, this box is much bigger than this one. So this is the new Ace Pro 2. And, very similar, very nice packaging. I want to mention something else as well. I ordered this Ace Pro 2 on December 24th, Christmas Eve. And in no time at all, they said it was shipped. On the website, they were saying that the cameras would be shipped within 30 days. So I was kind of like a little bit hesitant because I do know just after its release, I think October 22nd was the release of the Ace Pro 2. Just after that, they had a little bit of production problems or whatever it is, but they stopped selling those cameras off the website. So I was wondering if there was going to be some kind of a delay. That's why I was kind of waiting. Long story short, this thing here reached my hand in 3 days from China. I'm in Houston. So they not only shipped it promptly, sent it via FedEx, and the FedEx guy knocked on my door 3 days later. And I have it in my hand. That's amazing. You can't even get a delivery within the United States with that speed. Let us do a quick unboxing of this thing here. There are unboxing videos out there. I am opening this for the first time, so I'm just directing the camera to the box as I open it for the first time for me. So if you want to call that an unboxing, go right ahead. As you can see, we've got the two cameras here. This is the Ace Pro in this white box. Very nice box. It's got a little magnetic closure here, kind of like Apple. And this camera kind of came like that. It's got all the extras in here. I think they're still in there. So I'm going to just set this aside for now. So this is the focus of my attention now. And as typically, some people go and they cut right across the box. I don't like to do that because if I go to sell this product afterwards, I want to make sure that even the box is in good condition. This one comes off like that. It doesn't flip up. It doesn't have that magnetic closure. Yeah, what you get inside is the camera. So the camera is very similar to the Ace Pro. Very similar in size. And we're going to go through the comparison of the specs in a minute. But putting them side to side, you can see that you can probably see it there, but I think that the Ace Pro 2 is very slightly thicker than the Ace Pro. Width-wise, it's exactly the same, and height-wise, just eyeballing it is the same. But the thing is, the big difference with the Ace Pro 2 is that it's got this prominent wind guard here, and underneath there or inside there, there's a bit of foam. The screen of the Ace Pro 2 is very slightly bigger, so you can't use the same protector from the Ace Pro on the Ace Pro 2. This kit here is the 2 battery kit that I got. It makes most sense to get that. Okay, there's one battery. Maybe the other batteries in the camera. This here is a little cover for this microphone guard. When you take this thing off and you're going diving, you need to cover it off with this. And this is the so-called magnetic mount. It's not magnetic, but it attaches. Oh, look at that! It attaches magnetically and therefore providing quick access to these hooks. These hooks fit into the little holes in the bottom. I haven't pulled the sticker off, but that's how it works on the Ace Pro. So this is all literature. Warranty card. Something about the charger. But anyway, it does not come with a brick. So you've got to find your own brick, and this little information here tells you 10 to 27 watts USB Pro. So you need some kind of a brick. So that's extra cost. So you've got to buy a brick to charge this thing. And quick start guide. So none of these electronics these days comes with a manual because they usually ask you to go to the website and download the manual, which is fine because the manual is usually much larger than would fit into these small packages. So this is just a quick pamphlet on the quick start guide. And one of the things that has changed with this camera is the fact that you can remove this, and you can see that there's a little bit of a kind of a ribbed edges, or the corners are ribbed, so you can twist this off. I'm not going to do it now. This is the Ace Pro. This door required you to pull down on that and then you flip it up. So it has got a good bit of gasketing on it to keep it airtight, or watertight, I should say. And that door is slightly redesigned now with this. It looks as though this is a push-in type of affair here, and you should be able to pull the door down. So slight redesign. The other battery is in there. Let's turn it on and see if it's got any juice. It's coming on up. English. Next. Please download the Insta360 app in the App Store and activate your camera. I've got to do all of that. So yes, it's got some juice in it. Okay, so this is the little cable comes with it. I probably am not going to take this cable out. If I ever do sell this camera, that cable will be quite useful. Now, this here is a much better design, quick release than the previous one. The two batteries are exactly the same size and therefore can be swapped between the two cameras. This battery here is the Ace Pro battery, and it's got a slightly less capacity at 1650 ampere hours. And this one here milliampere hours, I should say. This one here is for the Ace Pro 2. It comes with an 1800 milliampere hour battery. I'm just gonna take this, put it into the Ace Pro, and just verify that it can work in the other camera as well, just for information. And there you have it. Both of the cameras, this is the Ace Pro 2 and this is the Ace Pro. Both of the cameras have each other's batteries in it, and they both work. So yes, good to know that the batteries are backward compatible, forward compatible. Excellent. That's the unboxing. And let me have a look at the activation of this camera and I'll get back to you. So I went ahead and activated the Ace Pro 2 and swapped the batteries back. And now we're going to have a look at what the differences are between the two cameras. But right away, I can tell that this has got a little bit of a smoother feel to the flip up screen. It's kind of nice. Let me flip up the other one and show you what the differences are, because this video is about the differences between the two. This here is the Ace Pro. And the Ace Pro, you can see it has a little bit of a reminder. This is a reminder on how to wash the camera after you come out of the salt water. The Ace Pro 2 assumes that you've learned how to do that, because they certainly don't put any directions there. It's got no nice little sticker. This is a sticker. So I guess in rushing this to production, they didn't put the sticker on the Ace Pro 2. But that's okay. But that's a nice feel to it. This one here is a little bit stiffer actually, and it's not as smooth. But they're both good. Looking at the two cameras, the Ace Pro 2 here and the Ace Pro, the button is about the same. You can see that there's a microphone hole there. It's about the same. The side of it is about the same, except as I mentioned before, there's a slight difference between the Ace Pro here. This is the Ace Pro, and this has got this little button for the little SD card door. This one doesn't have the same button, but it's got a little ridge here that you can grip, and then I guess you can pull this door off as well. Yeah, and then the other side, the battery door. This is the Ace Pro 2. The battery door is slightly different than the Ace Pro. And what else? What else? The screen is pretty much the same, except for the slight size increase for the screen area, and it's got some more. It's got a higher pixel count, and it's very slightly brighter. We'll go through that on the screen in a minute. The bottom is about the same between the two cameras. Let's go to the screen and have a look at what the differences are between the two cameras. The main focus of this video. Pro imaging chip and 5 nanometer AI chip. So 2 chips for twice the computing power with the Ace Pro 2 versus the Ace Pro. The Ace Pro just has the 5 nanometer AI chip and did a great job. I mean, one of the things that I do like about the Ace Pro is the integration, the smart integration of artificial intelligence. Things like gesture control and grabbing highlights and all of that kind of stuff. That's kind of interesting and unique. And I like that. Now they've gone a step further and separated out the imaging. There's an imaging chip here from the AI chip to make it a little bit more responsive, I guess, in processing these images. There's an upgraded 1/1.3 inch 8K sensor. And when they say upgraded, I'm not sure what it means, but I do know that the sensor has more pixel. It has a higher pixel count than for the Ace Pro. Hopefully that doesn't lead to increased noise, and I don't think it does. Probably because of the increased processing power, and they digitally probably remove the noise from having the finer grid of pixels. But anyway, you've got a 157 degree field of view for the Ace Pro 2 versus 151, and that comes from a wider or a shorter focal length. We'll come up to that in a little while. The Ace Pro 2 has a wind guard that's included, and that's that thing right here. You just push this to the right to slide it off, remove the foam, and then you put a cover on there when you want to go underwater. So you shouldn't go underwater with this wind guard, because then you let water into the camera, I guess, and you'll ruin the sponge and all of that kind of stuff. So it comes with a cover that goes in place of the wind guard. Of course, the Ace Pro doesn't have any kind of a wind guard, so wind performance is going to suffer on the Ace Pro compared to the Ace Pro 2. But it was not bad with the Ace Pro in the first place. Ace Pro did a very good job of audio. Yes, it sounded just like any other action camera when the wind kicked up. But from what the reviews that I've seen, the Ace Pro 2 does a much better job when it comes to handling that wind. It's not a dead cat. It's a foam underneath here, so the foam is better than nothing, but not as good as a dead cat, I guess. The maximum video resolution has been upped from 8K to 8K 30 frames per second, from 8K 24 frames per second with the Ace Pro. So right away, you can see a little bit of a benefit with that upgraded chip and chipset. So you can see slight difference or improvement in the max frame rate. Similarly with the 4K resolution, 60 frames a second in this here is in the HDR video resolution, 4K 60 versus 4K 30 for HDR video. And pure video bump up again to 4K 60 from 4K 30. That's the night vision or the night setting, the low light setting, whatever you want to call it. Here's the actual screen particulars here, the screen rating. 2.5 inches versus 2.4 inches, very small increase. But this is the main thing, 329 pixels per inch versus 192 pixels per inch. That's a significant change, and you can see it by looking at the screen. The fonts and everything appears to be smoother, quite nice. Nothing wrong with the Ace Pro screen, by the way. The Ace Pro screen was very smooth and nice, but this one is even nicer. 900 nits versus 850 nits. That's not going to make a nit of a difference in the bright sunshine, I'm sure. So that's, whatever. It's just a slight improvement. And this is what we went through before the first time around. Removable lens guard versus no removable lens guard. 39 feet at 12 meters versus 33 feet or 10 meters. And the same stabilization, which was excellent from before. It's continued on the same way with the Ace Pro 2. This here is a sheet, an Excel spreadsheet comparison, side-by-side comparison that I put together for this video. Ace Pro 2 is on the left and the Ace Pro is on the right. I've highlighted in red, bold red font, the advantages on either side. And you will see that there's, quite a bit of difference here. It's the same sensor size, 1/1.3 inch, but they claim that it's upgraded. So I didn't write that in. The f-stop aperture, the maximum aperture is 2.6 in both cases. Here, the 35 millimeter equivalent focal length is 13 millimeters versus 16. So there, that accounts for the 157 degree field of view versus 151. The chipset, there's two chips, dual pro imaging chip and 5 nanometer AI chip. Over here on the Ace Pro, you've got a single 5 nanometer AI chip. For the 8K setting for video, this is video resolution. You've got two additional frame rates, 30 and 25 for both of these aspect ratios at 8K, 16:9 and 2.35:1. Whereas on this side here, it only offered 24 frames per second. The other change would be the 4K at 2.35:1. This whole line here is new. So you didn't have that before with the Ace Pro. I'm not sure who uses this. I don't know about using this, so this matters not to me. Pure video is where you see the most significant changes to me for video resolution. So the low light shooting, you get 4K 4.3. This is entirely new. 60, 50, 48, 30, 25, and 24 frames per second. So right across the board, this is brand new. Then 2.7K, you had a 2.7K 16.9, but now you've got a 4.3 as well. If you like to shoot in 4:3 ratio, then this is a good thing for you. 2.7K 16.9 does benefit from 3 additional frame rates, 60, 50, and 48, so that's good. 1440, this whole line here is new. There is no 1440 over here. So that's good. And then the 1080p HD resolution, you've got these three new frame rates, 60, 50, and 48. Whereas over here, you didn't have it. Free frame video, two brand new lines, 2.7K 4 to 3 aspect ratio is entirely new. This one only had the 4K 4.3, so 2.7 and 1440 are brand new. Slow motion is unchanged. They're exactly the same. Photo resolution, remember the upgraded chip? Well, this is this is part of what the upgrade is. Slight bump up in pixel count. So 50 megapixels versus 48, 37 megapixels versus 36, 12.5 megapixels versus 12, and slight difference, 9 megapixels nominally, but if you look at the numbers, they're slightly larger. Typically, when you have a higher pixel count, means for a given chip size, then you have smaller pixels. Smaller pixels mean less reactivity to light, and it also means more noise. This camera is well known for its excellent low light capability, and the fact that they have gone ahead and even added a second chip to help with that. From the reviews that I've seen so far, it does not suffer at all from this higher pixel count. If anything, the nighttime or the low light shots have improved even more. So this can only be good, for your stills. So it's a win-win situation. Coming down to color profiles, I highlighted flat on the Ace Pro side because I think that flat is probably similar to iLog. This is not true log profile because from the photographer's reviews that I've seen, this camera is still shooting in 8-bit color. So it's not 10-bit color, so you don't get the true log profile. But it's a flatter profile, and if you do a lot of color grading, I guess you'd appreciate either iLog or flat. Now it's called iLog. On the Ace Pro 2, they include Leica Vivid, Leica Natural. I just wanted to say that I have Leica Vivid and Leica Natural on my Ace Pro because with a firmware update, they added that to the Ace Pro. So I only put it in bold here, but really I could have typed it in over here as well because it exists over here for the Ace Pro. But this is new: portrait, film, vintage, urban, and night. This is all new color profiles that didn't exist over here. And as far as I know, it doesn't exist with the firmware update either. The codecs haven't changed. The Ace Pro 2 offers both 264 and 265. And that is the determining factor for me not buying the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. I was thinking of, instead of upgrading to the Ace Pro 2, I was thinking of getting the Osmo Action 5 Pro because most of my action camera usage is motovlogging. So that's where I use the action camera the most. And the Osmo Action 5 Pro is very similar in video and photo quality to the Ace Pro 2, but it's significantly lighter. The Ace Pro 2 and the Ace Pro are both heavy action cameras. I mean, they're excellent cameras. They're great for traveling, grab and go wherever you. I've gone on trips, overseas trips, where the only camera I brought was the Ace Pro, that and my cell phone. I left my other cameras at home. Why? Because it's so easy and convenient and small. And I can just flip up that screen. I can vlog. I can take excellent photographs. I can take good video. One camera does it all. And the best camera that you have is the camera that is with you and the camera that works, unlike GoPro. The Osmo Action 5 Pro only has the H.265 codec. And that doesn't work for me because it requires a lot more computing power to encode video. So after you finish do your video editing and you want to make your video, it takes 10 times, in my experience, like 10 times as long to make to make my video. Whereas 264 works just right for my use case, right? So this one offers both, and I think it's a big faux pas on the part of DJI to drop the 264 from their Osmo Action 5 Pro. Maximum video bitrate has gone up slightly, 180 megabits per second from 170. Audio mode has this might be a little bit different from the direction focus, but the Ace Pro had what's called direction focus, and now voice enhancement on the Ace Pro 2. Listening to the two compared in other reviews, I think the voice enhancement does a better job than the direction focus when it comes to audio. You can listen to those reviews and be your own judge of that. But the Ace Pro did a very good job of audio in the first place, and the Ace Pro 2 I think does a slightly better job listening to those reviews. This is interesting. Usually when you get more features, you get more weight, especially if you're going to double up on the chips. So I don't know. I have not weighed this myself. I don't know if this is accurate, but they claim that the weight of the Ace Pro 2 is 177.2 versus 179.8. So almost 180 grams versus 170 grams. That's almost 3 grams difference. I know it's not a heck of a lot of difference, but every little bit counts with this big block of a camera. This is the heaviest action camera you're going to find. And largely probably because of that flip-up screen. So, there's always a trade-off anywhere you go. Battery capacity, 1800 milliamp hours versus 1650 milliamp hours. And the charging time is a little bit longer for the Ace Pro 2, but you get that 180 minutes versus 100 minutes of runtime. So, it's well worth it. It's slightly longer charging time, but for significantly longer runtime. So the conclusion, just looking at those two screens that I presented, if you are going to use these additional settings, then logically the Ace Pro 2 is a necessary upgrade over the Ace Pro, simply because the Ace Pro does not have these settings. So if you need these settings, you have to conclude that you need to upgrade to the Ace Pro 2. And there's quite a few. And this is what I did not see in all of the videos that I have watched before making my decision to upgrade. Right? I never saw a side-by-side. People were just shooting footage with the new Ace Pro, showing this feature or that feature, but they're not showing it side-by-side with this one. I know this one. I know the Ace Pro. I just wanted to know, is this different, and how is it different, and is the difference going to matter to me? So looking at this, I like the two chips. I like the wider field of view. This really doesn't matter to me. This doesn't matter to me, the 8K. But I guess for free frame video, this is good. This is definitely good. Any kind of low light improvement is definitely good. Right? This should be good because, like I said, I travel with this camera. It's my sole camera. So if I'm not using my iPhone to take a photograph and I'm using this thing here, I want higher resolution. And I do like the gesture controls of the Ace Pro and the Ace Pro 2. That's a big thing for me because if I'm facing this camera and I'm trying to take a selfie or I'm shooting selfie video, and I wanted to take a photograph, midstream while shooting the video, I can just hold up that peace sign and bang, I've got a nice photo. No other camera does that, so you can't take that away from the camera. And these video profile, these color profiles are nice to have. So those are the main things for me. The runtime, I've got lots of batteries. So yes, I appreciate 1800, especially when you compare with the GoPro. So that's why I upgraded. I upgraded because I went from an excellent camera that does everything that I need to an even better version of the same camera. That's why I did it. So there you have it. The comparison side by side between the Ace Pro and the Ace Pro 2. As I explained, I went ahead and I got it because I went from an excellent camera that I was totally pleased with to one that is even better, and it will have better low light capability, nighttime capability, and all of that kind of stuff. This here camera is my go-to camera for traveling, for moto vlogging, for vlogging when I stop, when I'm on a ride somewhere. I just flip up that camera and I can vlog. I can take pictures with it. Of course, video in day or night. You can go underwater. One camera does it all. It's probably not as good as my SLR, but hey, that thing is bulky and it's always on this desk because it's too big and it requires all those other lenses. So as a result, it doesn't go. And you know what they say? The best camera is the camera that you have with you or the camera that works. Now I do have, as you can see, the cages around it. This is the cage that I had around the Ace Pro. It's now around the Ace Pro 2. It works. It just makes it more heavy. But and also my quick release mount works here. It's got those two GoPro style things as well as a quarter. What do you call it? Quarter 20. The thread for a tripod. So great purchase. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say for this video. The video's prime focus was to show side by side the reasons why you may want to consider upgrading from the Ace Pro to the Ace Pro 2. I didn't see any videos out there which talked about the differences that I could say, okay, why should I buy the Ace Pro 2 when I already have an Ace Pro? Nobody answered that question. So anyway, if you found this video useful, give me a like, consider subscribing, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you later.